So some more negative press has came out on the Sony PlayStation 5. Hello everybody, what is going on? It's Jimmy here, back with another video, and I want to apologize for the production of yesterday's video. It was actually a mess, and I'm hoping this one will be better than that. Like I said, guys, I'm really sorry for that yesterday. I know it was kind of a mess all over the place. There were some spaces in the video where I should have definitely cut out, and different things of me just reading stuff exactly, and different things that I should have definitely cut out of there. In this video, I will not make that mistake again. It's going to be a very concise, very well put together video, at least I hope it will. And honestly, now let's get into the news and what we have to talk about. So first of all, before we start all that, I just want to say straight up, the PlayStation 5 has been getting more negativity than it has been getting positivity. And I think that ultimately comes down to the fact that Sony's being very anti-consumer this generation, while someone like Microsoft is being very pro-consumer. Now, we expect this type of behavior out of certain companies, but Sony's been pretty kind to us, at least through most of the PlayStation 4 life. They were pretty good to their consumers and everything. I was not 100% involved with Sony at that point. The PlayStation 5 will be my first Sony console, Sony platform. Not really 100% Sony platform, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because I had a PS TV, which for those of you who know what it is, shout out to you, and a PS Vita, but I've never had a PlayStation console, like a home console. I've never owned one, so this will be my first experience with a PlayStation home console, and honestly, I'm very excited for it. I gotta say straight up, I'm excited, but that's what I think the main reason why it's getting beat up through the press here is because of the fact that if you want to be anti-consumer, the consumers are going to be anti-you, and that's the thing. I'm really hoping Sony gets it together a little bit, and they're a little bit nicer to us, because truly we deserve better than that, and Microsoft is right around the corner of just being overall the better console. Now, to start off, we have confirmed here that PS5 will not support SSD expansion at launch. Now, this wouldn't be that big of a deal if we were talking about the Xbox, but due to the fact that it has less than a terabyte to start with, the I/O and all the other games included in it are going to take up a significant amount of gigabytes, and you're going to be left with 667 gigabytes of free storage, which is pretty terrible considering that can hold about 3.5, maybe 4 games, maybe 5 games if you're counting a couple indie games, maybe 5 or 6. But truthfully, you're not going to be holding a ton of games in this console, and it's really unfortunate considering the fact that I really wish we could have had more storage, because truthfully, we're going to need it. I mean, some of these games starting right off the bat are hundreds of gigabytes. Cold War is going to be hundreds of gigabytes. There's just plenty of games that are going to be hundreds of gigabytes. Demon Souls was over 50. A lot of these games are just going to be taking up a lot of storage, and you're going to watch that storage on your PlayStation 5 disappear, and it will not support SSDs at launch, meaning you have to wait for them to enable it whenever they decide to. So basically, if they don't ever decide to enable it for 6 months to a year, you got to delete games every time you get a new game, which for someone like me, who I don't plan on playing that many games on it at the beginning here, you know, this is probably only going to become a problem about a year or two in. So this is going to be fine for me, but what if you're really, really heavily playing video games? Say you review them for something or something. Maybe you need to play more games than I play a ton of video games, but I do not play a ton of video games on home consoles. I'm more of a portable person. I have like a ton of games on my Switch Lite and my Switch, but not so many on my Xbox One. Now, as much as I wish that was the end to the negativity and the bad news for the Sony PlayStation 5 console, we have more bad news. So now let's talk about the fact that a gaming news source made a video displaying Xbox Series X vs PS5 in terms of loading times, and with this super fast SSD touted to be so much better than the Xbox Series X is, the Xbox Series X beat it in almost every single game. Sony, what is going on? I want to talk positively about the PS5. I'm so excited to unbox it and everything else, but when I hear stuff like this, it brings more and more doubt into my head, thinking, did I make the right move? Should I have bought the Xbox now and the PlayStation later? Because I plan on buying the Xbox later, but sometimes I wonder if I should have done this the other way around. What do you guys think about this? Am I being overreactive, or am I right on the money when I say the Sony PlayStation 5 needs some work, and I'm hoping by the time they get it to us, it's a much better product than the one that we're seeing now? Because if it's exactly what it seems to be, I'm very worried about this console, and I'm hoping that it sells well, because Sony has plans for it to sell hundreds of millions of units and all these crazy numbers they're throwing around there, and it's not even going to be able to do true 4K in some games. We're going to be getting frame rates in the 30s. And they're talking about your HDMI 2.1. You don't need an HDMI 2.1 just yet unless you're going to be playing seriously competitive, which I recommend using a computer for anyways. That's why I don't know what Sony's trying to do with this console. Microsoft just makes more sense this generation, and I think are overall being the better company this generation, and I think it's unfortunate because Sony makes some amazing things, and like I said, this is not hating on the PlayStation 5. I have a confirmed pre-order. I actually have a video of me unboxing a controller, giving my thoughts on it. It's probably the best controller I've ever held in my hand. I'm not trying to just make negative videos about Sony because guess what, I can. That's not what this is about. This is about me being honest with you because you guys are my subscribers and I want you guys to know exactly what's going on in the loop here, and everything else. So if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe down below, drop me a like, and tell me in the comments section, do you agree with me or do you not? Do you think that I'm being too hard on this console, or am I not being hard enough on it? Thank you for watching, thank you for your support, thank you for your kind words, and thank you for your consideration and caring. Jimmy out of here.